Amber Heard's net worth is $2.5 million and she now has to pay Johnny Depp $15 million. Yeah, she's forever going to be in debt. He doesn't care about the $835 million. He wanted to win the court of public opinion, thus why his attorneys fought for it to be televised. He wanted to win the court of public opinion. Thus why his attorneys fought for it to be televised. This is why the $5 million versus $0 punitive damages are so important for Depp. The money might get scaled down to $350,000 because of the legal maximum. But it shows who the jury feels deserves being punished because of their actions. What would be even better would be if he donated the money to a charity that she doesn't approve of. Or as Amber would call it, pledged, with no intent of actually paying up. It'd be great if Amber ran a charity. Then Depp could just pledge the money to her, but then never give it to her. Not the ACLU though, maybe some IPV-related charity that takes male victims seriously and properly support gender equality in the court. I think it's better for Depp to do whatever the hell he wants with it. TBH, whether he uses it for good PR, or to support his wine collection is really none of our businesses. But he can definitely play this to get an even bigger win. Wine is a weird way to spell rum. Just pour yourself a large glass of rum, man. I think it's necessary. Better if he immediately donated to that charity that she pledged to but never paid. You mean the ACLU, which has admitted they ghostwrote the op-ed that was the basis for this lawsuit? I don't think so. I've always been a fan of the ACLU, but am appalled that they participated in this fiasco. I'm thinking she snowballed the ACLU too with her sad story, which apparently she could not back up with real facts. Maybe Depp can make a movie of this fiasco. Starring Aziz Ansari? It gets even worse when you find out that the ACLU is currently suing Depp $86K for the cost of providing the relevant documents for this trial. The ACLU has been a blatantly biased organization for a while. They lost their freedom fighter status a long time ago. They now want a piece of the pie. Sounds like an awful organization. Yep, screw them, they were in bed with Amber to defame him just for money. What they did was just as dirty. The Children's Hospital, maybe it was too. That would do nothing more than cover her stupidity once again. She deserves every bit of what she's received, or should I say, has lost? The charities are still deserving of money, even if Amber refused to pay them. Not denying that. It's the point that SHE needs to be held liable for her own actions, instead of everyone else. There's no accountability in our world anymore. The ACLU doesn't deserve ST after this. These dumb mother FS are trying to sue Johnny Depp now, dude. Sorry that Amber shat on you as well. Hope this helps. He should give the ACLU $1 just to spite those FS. The rest of the $7 million he can give to the Children's Hospital. I was wondering about that. Most cases you get a sketch artist, but here it's all over the news and YouTube. Sketch is for criminal court. Civil can be broadcast. Criminal can be broadcast. Just look at the trials earlier this year. No, it's a matter of state versus federal. Federal courts ban cameras. State courts all have their own rules. What about Rittenhouse? His team's social media game was tight. He wanted to win the court of public opinion. Not just that, this proves that the projects he was fired from, most notably the Pirates and Fantastic Beasts, were proven to be unjustified, and that's some big money projects he was kicked out of. Absent legal justification. He was dropped by Disney about 2 months before the articles he sued over were even released. There were quite a few reasons for this. The Lone Ranger and that Alice sequel were bombs. And Pirates 5 was a critical and financial disappointment. He was chronically late on the set of Pirates 5, needing a sound technician to feed him his lines because he was too sloshed to remember them. Fantastic Beasts he was asked to resign from specifically because he lost his UK case again in GN. It was an article from The Sun. For crying out loud, a tabloid rag notorious for sensationalist and often inaccurate headlines. If he just dismissed them with his trademark wit, he'd be rolling in the money from his Grindelwald job. I suspect the jury believed he was defamed. But not that Heard's op-ed cost him his Disney and WB gigs. The amount they awarded him for financial loss, $10 million, is nowhere near what he stood to make from either film alone. But the rumors of him beating her occurred before the article. She already started the process, and the article pushed it over the edge. Yeah, they did drop him because the Me Too movement was in high gear. They didn't fight for it to be televised. It was judge's order. Amber Heard rejected it, but Johnny Depp accepted it. It's not like he forced to have it. He can't do that without a court order and proper reasoning. Amber Heard LOL. Amber Heard LMAO. Danger Beard. Anger TD. Not sure if typo or intentional, but either way a good one. It was actually the judge with Johnny's approval. The judge thought if it wasn't televised, there would be so much hassle with people trying to get in to report on proceedings that it would be better televised. He definitely won both. Great result for him and his team. Sure bro, who would care about 85 mil? That's okay, he doesn't want her money. He'll be donating, pledging it all to the Sisters of Charity. Deleted. She stated that she would give $7 million from the divorce settlement to charity. However, 13 months later after she stated this, she was sued, but she obviously had time to donate that money. Keyword donate. When Depp's team asked her about if she donated the full $7 million to the charities, she said she had pledged the $7 million. Pledged. When asked again, she said she uses donate and pledge synonymously. What? That made me laugh so hard. She actually said that on TV programs and even testified under oath in the US and UK that she already gave up the money. Yeah, this is this missing point. She had said that she donated it under oath, but she had not. It was irrefutable proof that she had committed perjury. She stuck to her lie and never once mentioned the word pledge until she was caught. The fact that she stuck to her guns by saying that she used pledge and donate interchangeably was a real-time demonstration of what a lying manipulative CT stubble she is. You're forgetting the part where she went to very popular news sites and claimed that she actually had donated the full $7 million, as in it was already done. They cornered her on the stand, and she scrambled to make up some justification for not actually donating anything aside from the initial check Depp and Musk wrote for less than $1 million total. So she made up some story that she uses pledge and donate as the same word. Nobody bought it. She sat there for years and took all the positive publicity for donating $7 million, but didn't give st edit. Also part of her story was that she couldn't give the $7 million to charity because she was being sued by Depp. Those two events were years apart. And she's not one of the future detectors from Minority Report. Correct, I did miss that. I was only able to watch bits of the trial, but I do recall hearing that. Shows another reason that media is so blind and persuaded by the SA survivor. She uses donate and pledge like she uses bed and toilet. Follow-up question: if she had $7 million to give away but didn't, why does she only have $2.5 right now? When I asked Google last night, it said she had a net worth of like 6 to 8 million. Also, cocaine is a hell of a drug and expensive, as is living in California. In reality, she may have blown it on lawyers and lifestyle. But there is rumor that Elon Musk paid her legal bill. It was part of her lie about donating the divorce settlement to charity. She told the world that she had donated all of her divorce settlement to charity because she didn't want the money, but then she never donated it. When JD tried to give the divorce payments to the charities she listed, she wrote a tweet saying, "Ha, you idiot, now you owe me double." And then it was ordered that he had to give the payments to her directly. And then after he paid her the full settlement, it was discovered that she never paid that money to the charities she listed. Over time, little bits and pieces of money went to the charities, but it is more than likely that she was getting her boyfriends, namely Elon Musk and possibly James Franco, to give their own money to the charities on her behalf, which is much different than giving the divorce settlement. And even with the chip-ins from her boyfriends, she still only gave around $1 million total to the charities, which again is a far cry from the full $7 million she said she would sow. Then she tried to walk it back and say that she pledged the full amount. But pledge, saying you are going to give, is not the same as donate, actually giving. She even used the excuse that she didn't give because JD sued her. But she had the full divorce settlement several months, possibly a year, I don't remember the exact dates, before the lawsuit. In other words, she didn't have an excuse not to pay, but still claimed that she had. To earn brownie points, count on nobody checking her finances and getting to enjoy JD's money anyways. Here's a link if you want something to listen to for a half hour. Depp doesn't care, he's got herd immunity now. This is solid gold. Let this day be known as the day you almost captured Captain Jack Sparrow and won Jack St. Don't think Johnny really cares about the money, he just wanted his career back. It really tied his life together. I think it was his reputation that he cared about most. Everybody he knew heard these rumors, including his children. Unfortunately, winning a court case does very little when Hollywood and major production studios have already blackballed you. I highly doubt Disney is going to turn face and embrace Depp as a result of this case. She actually only has to pay just over $8 million due to punitive damages being limited to $350,000 in Virginia and subtracting the $2 million she received for one of her claims. Not that she'll be able to pay that amount either, but wanted to clarify. Activate the Elon signal. No way he comes to the rescue here, lol. Who knows what that guy will do on any given day. And that amount of money for him is like one night out at a bar for most people also. If not him, then someone else might. Heck, someone gave Alex Jones $50 million in crypto anonymously after he lost his lawsuit. I guess it is a lucrative time to lose lawsuits. But it's only $10, 350,000. Since there is a cap on punitive damages. Really like 835, because Heard was awarded $2 million also. She certainly did st her own bed, now she has to sleep in it. This case is landmark. Everyone thinks that men are always the abuser and women abusing men is so very rare. Well, as a guy in his late 50s, I have been in 3 relationships where the woman was verbally abusive, would do things like stand in front of me to block my way from leaving, etc. The most recent, only a week ago, I had to call the police because after 2 days of yelling at me and 3 hours sleep, she would just not leave me alone. Guess what happened? The police came and took my statement and then told me I should leave my own house. I said, how is that fair, considering she's the one who is the aggressor here? He said, if I have to come back, someone will go to jail for the night and nobody wants that. Then he looked at me kind of sideways and said softly, things like this never turn out well for the guy. This is the here and now. Guys don't come forward because even with evidence, nobody believes them. Amber calling Johnny APY after hitting him as prime example of how it goes. Someone abusive dismissing their own actions. I applaud JD for bringing this to light, and it's my hope that men that are in the similar situation that I too have been in will now consider coming forward. It's not a small problem. I'm a very mellow guy and have had some wonderful relationships and experiences in my life. Being the mellow guy, Johnny Depp, unfortunately does not stop someone else from acting inappropriately. Well said. I had all evidence pointing to me being abused, made many statements. And the police would almost always find me curled into a ball crying my eyes out. My ex still abducted our child, lied to courts, and right now, after years of court battles, after a judge signs off on the last court hearing allowing a pathway to see my kid, and her solicitors are just ignoring every correspondence. As if nothing happened. And now after 2 years of fighting in legal matters, I'm given the notion that they can just ignore a court order. The deadline for their response was over 2 months ago, and the court tells me they won't do anything if the solicitor isn't responding. I am on benefits. Having to take time off work for her led to me losing my employment, losing that house and moving back in with family. Only this year did I manage to clear the debts from that property, all by myself. This is in the UK. When I tried to speak up, she would mock me, calling me a little princess. Even after I was sexually assaulted on one occasion, to not go into too much detail. My PS was bleeding as a result. This case and the verdict means a lot to any man who is forced to feel helpless. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notification. See you on another video. Bye.